where's the weapon? We have a lot of questions to ask the chief and also the captain when they come up here in 10 to 15 minutes.
This is your guys' equipment. Can you try to move it to the side? I got to take that box. Oh, sure, no problem. Appreciate it.
Right.
No worries. Is this your tripod or sir?
Right. You know, I'm glad you mentioned those evidence markers. That's something me and my photographer were talking about because we've been to many crime scenes before, and usually that's the first thing you see are those evidence markers. We've seen none of them. But again, that's because that's where we are. This is where the police have told us to be. I'm sure that further where that where the command center is off of that parking lot, I would imagine, and of course inside the studio as well, that there are crime scene markers. But right here where we are, there are none. So, you know, we can interpret that as being, well, you know, no one was hurt outside here, which is a good thing. But yeah, that's one thing we have not noticed are the crime scene markers. But I think it's because of where we're positioned and where the deputies have us for right now. Right.
Here. Yeah. All stations.
I'm going to go with it was a ghost town because it was like around 11:30, and also, you know, police had this all blocked off already. So anything that was happening, everybody had to leave. But where we are, it's a lot more businesses. There's like a mart over here, an insurance company, a spa, a massage places over to my left. So their business is here. So this probably wasn't really part of the poppin' downtown where people were, you know, hanging out for a downtown Saturday night. But this is more the tail end where the businesses are really. And you know, that festival, Leslie and Ross, it's just a couple blocks from us here. I mean, we had to go all the way around it. And that's another question for tomorrow, too. It's a 2-day festival, right? I'm sure that's going to be on hold. Well, today, rather. Later today. So that's another aspect we have to look into as well. What's going to happen with day 2 of the festival, of the event. Well, it looks like the dance studio, it's a back alley there, and the dance studio is kind of tucked away in there about 200 yards, you know, in that back alley there. So this is probably the back end of it, but I can't tell you for sure because this is as close as we're able to get. But it seems like all the concentration has been in that particular area there, and I've seen detectives going in and out from that alley to the command center back and forth continually all night. So.
Hey, Mike.
Right.
Hey, he's done because Chief Scott.
Yeah. Right.
That's where it'll be. Yeah, that's where it'll be. Okay. I'll try to get like a side in. Well, they'll be me. Where are you?
That was all gone by the time we got there, and that's really, you know, I believe it was LA County Fire that assisted with that. They really did a fantastic job taking care of everyone, getting everybody who needs to go to the hospital quickly, because by the time we got here, which wasn't very far off from when we first heard about this, half hour, I want to say, it was all clear. You know, the victims were all gone, so that's very good news. That everyone got the care that they needed and are, you know, in the doctor's hands right now for those who need it.
Yeah, looks like it. They're coming.
Check 1 2 1 2. Can you hear me? Check 1 2. Check 1 2 1 2. Yep. Check.
No, we have not yet. But I feel like something is about to go on here. It's something. I feel like we might be getting close because everyone's kind of getting set up here. So I'm gonna get set up here and work because I don't want you to miss this. Yes. Okay.
You get here? Here, come down, take a knee. Raise your sneak around, and just take a knee. There you go. You can grab it.
They're making such good low angle shots, Emily.
Oh my god.
No, not your coffee, Steve.
Oh no.
Hey, good evening, everybody. I'm Captain Andrew Meyer from Sheriff's Homicide. I'm here to talk to you about the mass shooting incident that occurred here in the city of Monterey Park. This evening, or last night actually, at approximately 10:22 p.m., officers from the Monterey Park Police Department responded to a local business in the 100 block of West Garvey Avenue in the city of Monterey Park regarding a shots fired call. When officers arrived on scene, they observed numerous individuals, patrons of the location, pouring out of the location, screaming. The officers made entry to the location and located additional victims. The Monterey Park Police Fire Department responded to the scene and treated the injured and pronounced 10 of the victims deceased at the scene. There were at least 10 additional victims that were transported to numerous local hospitals and are listed in various conditions from stable to critical. The suspect fled the scene and remains outstanding. Anyone with information regarding this incident, we're asking them to call LA Sheriff's Homicide at 323-890-5500, or if you prefer to remain anonymous, you can call Crime Stoppers at 800-222-8477. Homicide Bureau is working closely with Chief Scott Weiss and his agency at the Monterey Park Police Department. We're working with the California Governor's Office of Emergency Services, the Federal Bureau of Investigation LA office, and numerous other law enforcement agencies. With that, I'll take a limited amount of questions, if anybody. No, sir. As far as motive goes, it's too early in the investigation to know what the motive is.
Captain, do we have anything beyond a generic description of a male suspect? Clothes, height, weight, anything?
No, sir, not at this time. No description on the suspect at this time.
Indication what type of weapon the man may have used?
All I can tell you is that it was a firearm that was used, and no other information on as far as the firearm right now. The suspect is outstanding, that's correct.
Captain, there was an alarm going off at the time. So the scene around this as it unfolded was what? There was what going on and the gunman walked in?
The location is, there was a ballroom, like a ballroom dance location.
Captain, was there a second location as well?
We're aware of an incident that occurred in Alhambra, and we have investigators on scene trying to determine if there's a connection between these two incidents.
Any indication, Captain, that there may have been video
So the investigators are working every lead on this case. Obviously, we have all our resources here, a limited amount of resources. We have resources from various law enforcement agencies. We're reviewing all surveillance video, any surveillance video, following all leads, so we're not going to leave anything unturned.
Any indication how the suspect got away? By car, by foot, do we know?
No, not at this time. It's preliminary. We will have more information as more information becomes available regarding the suspect. We'll put that information out to you guys. Yes, sir. We have 10 that are deceased at the scene, and an additional, we believe, at least 10 at local hospitals. Anywhere from critical to stable.
Captain, I know you said no motive is known, but do you think that the suspect may have known the victims? Is there any connection there that you know of?
As far as the suspect knowing any of the victims, it's too early in the investigation. We do not know that information at this time. We don't know if it's targeted.
Do we know anything about the victims? How old they are? Who they are?
No, we don't know how old they are. I'll just take 2 more questions, and that's it. We will update you guys further. This is just a preliminary briefing. We're going to have a lot more information to share with you in the future.
Was there a weapon recovered at that second location? We heard reports that possibly civilians had disarmed a possible suspect.
That's something that we're investigating, and we'll have additional information about that. We will look at every angle as far as whether it's a hate crime or not. It's just too early in the investigation to know whether this incident was a hate crime or not.
Is the festival canceled tomorrow, or is it still going on?
I'm going to have the chief answer that question. Chief?
Sure. The festival that occurred Saturday also extended to Sunday. Out of an abundance of caution and in reverence for the victims, we are canceling the event that's going to happen later today. So the Lunar Festival here in Monterey Park has been canceled.
Just 2 more questions.
Do you know if anyone was injured at that second shooting?
No, not that I'm aware of. I'm not sure if there's any injuries or not. We're still investigating. One other question? Within the next few hours. Yeah. Thank you, everybody.
Can you say your name for me? I missed
Sure.
that part.
Andrew Meyer?
Could you spell Meyer?
Sure. M-E-Y-E-R.
What's
All right.
the title?
Captain, LA Sheriff's Homicide. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
All right. I'm gonna have to slide out of here somehow, guys.
Back up here. You good?
Yeah.
Let's
Oh, sorry.
You're good. Perfect. Definitely got to work on my cup holder design.
Yeah, thanks,
Well.
Excuse me.
Yes, please.